reveal the truth.
Oh, hey guys, how are you doing? I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Ooh, the date is August 13th. Oh, it's trash day here at the Price House. It's a Thursday, 2026. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, the government told me that, so I couldn't be wrong. But you know what? It's Thursday. Right? We're Thursday? It's Thursday, right? We're Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah, I named today's episode Trojan Horse, and that there are a certain amount of things that are like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure this out. Do men show weakness to get in a fight? And I don't know why I sound like I got I feel like I got a little cold, something cold there. Like I have something, like the tip of my nose is like, I don't know if it's, I was thinking, they make it, I was having a drippy there. Anyway, do men do this? Do men or do leaders feign weakness so that someone will punch them? Or do people just go around picking fights just because they just, I don't know. And then I got to ask myself here, I got to ask myself a question. I don't know if this is true or not. I talked to a few people today and had a conversation with them for a good hour, and I honestly felt like I wasn't manning up enough in the conversation, and I mean this in a very slight way, in a very observational way. That I didn't need to man up. I wasn't, worried about getting my ass kicked or anything like that. But I did see myself kind of taking a softer landing to some things. And these guys were like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah. And I kind of forgot what it would feel like to just say things. And we were just having these conversations. It was very, very frank. And I had not had a man conversation that was frank, because the problem is that these men were my age or a little older, and they were having conversations that we grew up on, and how we talk to each other, and how we see the world, and how we want the world to be like it was 40, 50 years ago, so that we could say we knew where we were at in a lot of things, right? And we're seeing the fiat currency of things, and we're seeing the degrading factor of the society, right? And I wanted to make that confession, because I did find myself kind of trying to hit the middle of the road, and I didn't do that. That's not what I felt like. As soon as one of the guys goes, I was like, whoa, I need to tighten up my grip here. I need to get my focus on. I was playing a little easy. I thought we were doing two-hand touch. I didn't realize we're doing full tackle. Excuse me. And I say that only because that's what men do. Men sharpen men. Men make men better. You make people unweird by talking to them. And maybe some people are really, really weird. It's going to take you a long, long, long time to talk to them, so they'll understand. Or maybe they're just lower IQs. But it was just interesting to me. I saw this observation of this conversation, and it really was kind of, I don't know. We kind of got it, and it was, dude, here's where I'm at. And he's like, yeah, bet this is where we're at. And I'm like, okay, we're all showing each other, we're pulling it out, huh? Mine's this big, yours is that big. All right. And so I will tell you in that moment, that is where societies are strengthened, and that is where we have lost what is considered to be the traditions of America and manhood and in modern society globally. We too long have we celebrated the George Clooney's and the Justin Bieber's with the little tight pants. And by the way, girls, let me point out to you here. If I look at a girl with little tight pants on and go, hey, baby, woo, yeah, come on over here to daddy, let's do some little, it's okay. That's not okay. But for you to go, hey, Justin Bieber, come over here to mommy, mommy's going to show you a thing or two, that's completely cool. All right, I just want to make sure we're all understanding. But we're not going to, I just really would like to get back to a world where we have the Marlboro Man again. And not the Marlboro Man where there's all the government chemicals they've put into the tobacco, but the Marlboro Man where it was just tobacco and quick burn paper. Where it was just tobacco and quick burn paper. So the problem is that, we go back to what cigarettes once was, way before they had to make them addictive to sell more. Right? But by the way, guys, nicotine's a neuroprotectant. Nicotine actually makes you venom resistant. Oh yeah, if you were to get bit by a snake, venom resistant. That's true. But it also keeps snake venom from sitting in your nicotine receptors on your cells of your body. If you do happen to get around what was the COVID shot, which is the gray cap and the purple cap, 2 different vials, 2 weeks apart, the peptides would come together inside the body and they would start producing a snake venom in the body. Science of words, not mine. I did not make that up. You do your own research. Anyway, that snake venom would sit there and plump away in the body and it would start to give you myocarditis and different types of heart reactions. This is where they came up with the heart attack gun back in the 50s, which was a crystal piece of actually snake venom they could shoot across the room and give a person a heart attack within 2 weeks because the snake venom would slowly leach into the body and then give you cardiac arrest. Their words, not mine. We just talked about this in Congress like last year. Was it last year or the year before? I think it's been within the last 2 to 3 years we've talked about the heart attack gun in Congress openly. This is not like, I got the inside scoop on it, guys. I'm the only one talking about it. Here's my little hat. So nicotine in itself is not a problem, but why can't we get back to men who could smoke a Camel cigarette unfiltered? My Uncle Butch, he was the youngest, if I remember right. He would be my uncle. He passed, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. I did not really have a relationship with him at all. He actually worked for me for about 6 months or so. Worked on my framing crew. I was the foreman. He was one of my carpenters. But we really never talked a lot. I mean, he wasn't really around much. But anyway, he always smoked. He smoked Camels unfiltered, and then he just got to the point where he just rolled his own again. So he was the guy on the job who had his little leather pouch and just would roll his own in about 2 seconds, light it up and smoke it off, and break it up. And it was just like, I'm not saying he was a man because he did that, but guys, these guys are around here sucking on these electric vapes and blowing out big plume clouds of pixie dust. I don't know what that is anymore. And guys, I'm saying that we just need to get back to being men. And I really wanted to talk about how that interaction today kind of sparked something in me to realize that, man, we just don't talk like we should. We say, okay, here's where the flip of that is. We say really, really stupid things to offend other people and expect no one to smack us. And that is what's gone wrong in society. Now, when men talk to men, we talk to each other at the same threat level that we can defend. Now, listen, I'm going off on a whole sociology thing here, and I'm talking way out of my league. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm making it all up and all that other stuff. But this is one thing I understand as a man, and what I've seen in my experiences is men will only threaten another man to where he thinks he can defend that level. And women don't think like this at all. Women do not understand this. It will never. That's why women say weird shit and do things that really shouldn't. They got to get out there. But men will always meet each other at the level that they feel like they can defend. or they have backup to defend. I don't know what that means, but there's usually it's where their ability where they think they can get in there physically, mentally. I'm in right here. And then this guy's like, I'm right in here. And so this guy feels like he's a little bit men size men up. And here's the thing. Men have forgotten that they're doing it. But we need to get back to that skill of that and understanding what threat is. And then the society, women, ladies and gentlemen, when men are men, the threat of violence is what creates peace. It's that we don't beat on each other. That's the piece of it. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like, and it's weird. Like, men, we are able to conquer so much. And yes, there's times that things get out of control, but a lot of times it's very self-correcting. A lot of men will step in. A lot of men will do the right thing. And yes, we have men that go outside of those rails, and we know that they get abusive and things like that, but then there's usually other men there. But letting honorable men come in, but a lot of times society gets in the way. So anyway, I'm just talking about years because, we're so progressive now. We can't just be men taking care of men and creating a better society. No, we've got to now go through litigious and little, Instagram post and my TikTok, and I put out a Facebook about and my Twitter this. But anyway, I just wonder if the society itself is really, if we even want to kind of look around and wonder if we really have kind of messed the bed on this whole thing. I think we've really gotten it backwards, and it's not serving us well, and that's why we're also very dissatisfied. How hard do you have to beat a mammal for them not to have babies? Think about how hard you got to manipulate a cat or a dog or something to where it will not have babies, but yet humans have stopped having babies. To a point where, even Elon Musk was telling everybody, he wasn't telling people like, oh yeah, let's go have babies, man. That way everybody's got a baby. He just told the truth about we're not replacing ourselves. And so in 50 and 60 years from now, there is going to be a problem. That the people that should be being born, do you know that 1/3 of was it 1/3 of millennials? Is that right? Or Gen Z are already dead because of abortion? I don't think we understand the abortion rates in this country and how high it really is, but between abortion and other things, Gen Z is already, a third of them are already gone. And I think a lot of us miss the point when I talk about how if I would have been conceived a year later, I probably wouldn't be here, because my mom talked about clothes hanger abortions and abortion clinics and going here and going there and helping this and helping that. I heard about all the stories firsthand. I was there. I heard what happened. I seen things. And the problem is, it's like as a child, yeah, I was intellectually able to, see and understand a lot of that stuff. Doesn't make it right, but I will tell you that abortions themselves, guys, have really created more of a problem globally than we understand. And China is actually suffering from it in such a way that they are so embarrassed that they only have 650 million people there. They don't have 1.3 or 1.2 billion people. They are missing, guys. Listen, they are missing almost 500 million people. They're just gone. No, they're not gone. They were never born. They were borrowing money on fictitious people, and the enemy that we think is there is not that. It's all fake, and it's all smoke and mirrors. Look up China ghost towns, guys. I'm not telling you something that hasn't been reported on for 15 years. But nobody is giving it credit for what it really means, that they've built an entire false economy and a false existence over there. They're maintaining cities with nobody in it. Ghost Cities, China. Look it up. It's not a hard topic to research. It's like I got to get out there on the dark web and find some goofy doofy stuff. It was just right there. But anyway, I wish we could get back to understanding that what we have done with this progressivism or wherever it is we think we're going, we really are not going to end up anywhere that's fantastic, because I don't know what I don't know how. Okay, we have the will. Cool. Can we look at it a little bit better? Yeah, but are we going to change? Like, do we have something that can replace the will? No. Do we have something that can replace humanity? You and I. And if we got to replace each other until we figure out what it is of homeostasis you think that we're going to create in each other in this planet. But the problem is this planet is always in constant chaos. If you think this planet is sitting around here twiddling its thumbs with this Garden of Eden effect, what's everything is wonderful in its own way. You think that's what the Earth is doing as it's flying around the outside of the Milky Way, going around? Do you think that that's what's happening? This Earth is doing, just hanging out, sitting back, oh man, it's so great to be the Earth. This thing is chaos. We just kind of get around the idea of what you kind of know about the Earth and tectonic plates, earthquakes, volcanoes. I mean, we have things that come out of the Earth that'll kill you if you get near it. But then we have other parts of the Earth that you get near it and it will heal you. But we think that the Earth, like, we're adapting to the Earth. Anyway, all right, I'm going to stop. All right. What was this here we got, Terrence? Oh, I knew 10 years ago about China. Oh, yeah. China is, I reported on this, and Brenda, I will tell you, that's probably not far off. I probably reported on this about 8 years ago or whatever it is, 7 years ago. It was about similar to that, but I reported about this when I first started on my radio show, and before I syndicated and all that other stuff and blah blah blah. But I talked about this Ghost City stuff, and I actually started going through. I didn't use AI, I didn't have any of that, but I had gone through and done the calculations, and then I started doing calculations about the population of America or iPhones globally. And then I started looking at how many iPhones are being made in China, but then we know China Technologies in all the equipment that we have around here, because why not? I mean, everybody wants to know what old Jim Price is doing. He's picking his nose. Look at that. Woo! It's a wet one. Anyway, the idea that they were using iPhones as population sources because it's a law at the age of, I don't know. It's like anyway, it's very young, that the point where you are a viable age, you are to have a cell phone. Well, the thing is that cell phone just ghosts when I buy a new iPhone. Bloop, well, there's a me over there in China walking around doing China stuff, but I'm doing Jim Price stuff. I'm just the ghost over there, right? It's a clone of me. We know that phones are cloned. We know that technology is cloned. We know all this stuff exists. But we're all sitting around here still going, well, it happens, but not really, not to that scale. It's not a thing. It's not a thing, right? Right? So it is a thing, guys. It really is. And when we all start getting honest with that, then we can start talking about, oh, wait, now we found out that there are there's a whole bunch of people doing not the anchor baby stuff. Oh, yeah, that was a whole thing, baby tourists, but that people were coming in they were actually paying money, paying someone a service to them find themselves an American that will then bring them in and then let them marry to make them an American, blah, 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 because of marriage. Marry me, I become American, you'll get Asian lady. But anyway, that was a thing. And so there was a big crackdown on that. Guys, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff coming out about things, and I wish that we could know it all and really see it all. But we all say we don't see anything happening. Nothing's going our way. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what it is you're seeing that I'm not seeing. Maybe you guys need to educate me on the world that. And by the way, again, guys, we can have this conversation. What do you want the world to be? If you keep paying attention to the demons and doing those things, now you can recognize them, But you've got to learn how to be able to create your own positive in your own world over here. And if you don't like the tomatoes because it supports abortions, then figure out how to grow your own. It's not that hard. They got water towers that can grow tomatoes in an apartment. Those little water tower thingies, as long as you're putting minerals in there are liquid minerals you can put in for the tomatoes and different things, and they will mineralize. There's different things you can do if you want to put the E into effort. That's it. Just effort. But again, I'm lecturing. I apologize. Here's a good one for you. Connecticut Board of Education member wears cat ears, declares black teachers should be paid more because it's an extra burden to work while black. Guys, there is an intersection of things coming up, and I really do hope. I do hope that things just calm down and everybody just chills out. Let's stop taking things so seriously. Let's not get all wound for sound about everything. Because I don't see this really ending the way it's... I don't know. I don't know how everybody wants this to end up. I don't know how they think this is going to go when we keep pushing this black division button. Now, here's the problem. Why don't I hear this from Asians? I don't hear no Japanese out there going, Japanese, I know get reparation for building, I don't know how to do Japanese, building the railroad out to San Francisco. I mean, they got Chinamen, remember real Chinamen, the little hats, all that, you know, they show it in all the Westerns, right? The little Asian guys doing the tink, 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 tink. We're not going to talk about that part. How come they don't do that? How about World War II when we did the internment camps for Japanese and Asians? You want to do that one? Okay, how about Mexicans? I mean, Mexicans kind of get their way a lot in this country. Hell, half of our signs got Spanish on them, so why would you have to learn English? But I don't hear them doing it. There's this segment of the 12% of American population that we are having this conversation about a lot. And the sad part of it is this we're not getting it from the other. Whites are not doing against the Asians aren't doing it. I mean, it's just not there. It's just this constant part of it. But here's the problem. When does that stop? Do we allow that to stop, or do we just keep going until it does really become an absolute problem? And then what happens? People die. Lives are lost that you can't get back. I mean, money's lost, time, reputation. What does it mean? I mean, if we keep doing things like this where a person who's wearing a cat ear hoop thingy on her head is saying things like that, I don't... And here's the problem. While black, isn't that a little bit, like, demeaning? Doesn't that really kind of, like... Let me see if I can... Let's go ahead and hear it. Let's listen to this.
So I know we have, like, some efforts to increase diversity in the district.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let you see this person. You're going to have to watch this, too. So, just, no, don't, nope. You're going to see this. You're going to see this lady. She's good. She's going to be worth it. Here, you guys, this is... All right, here you go. This is what we're going to do.
So I know we have, like, some efforts to increase diversity in the district. So I'm wondering, especially around administration, are there financial incentives for Black and brown people to work here? It's an extra burden, quite frankly, to be a Black and brown teacher and administrator in the district. And so I think we should start thinking about that financially if we're not already. But I know we call ourselves leaders, and I know we have an Office of Equity and Belonging, so I'm sure we can figure it out. We got money. It's West Hartford.
But you got money for... Wait. Okay, hold on a second here. Okay, first of all, stop chewing your gum during your part. Obviously, what was that burden thing? There was some committee. I had never heard it been called that. Their DEI, the equity inclusion. Did you hear what they called it there? And then she's like, let's go back. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna have to go back and listen to this. there's some gems in here, and I want us to see this for what it is. Come on, why does this computer do this? She's getting tired. She's an old tired. All right, here we go. We're gonna put her back up here again. Sorry, I had changed the page. I had turned the page. I had gone on. So let me do this. I'm going to go back and forth, okay? We're going to stop. I'm going to comment. We're going to stop. We're going to comment, all right? So here we go. Let's listen to this again. There's some brilliance in here.
So I know we have like some efforts to increase diversity in the district. So I'm wondering, especially around administration, are there financial incentives for Black and brown people?
Okay. Okay, so what is she saying? So there's incentives for Black and brown people. I appreciate her bringing brown people into this. I didn't know that we're calling brown, that's now a different race of people. Now we have brown race. So we have Black as a race, white's a race, now brown's a race. I don't know what we're going to do with the others. We're going to have to call them different countries or whatever. Anyway, so let's just, and then look at the smugness of the lip turn. Look at the lip turn here. There we go. That right there, guys. That right there. I mean, you cannot tell me that you are just, I mean, she just loves America and all that she stands for. Let's continue on.
To work here. It's an extra burden, quite frankly, to be a Black and brown teacher and administrator in the district. And
okay, now wait. It's an extra burden to be a Black and brown teacher or administrator in the districts. You heard her chomping her gum, right? Like she can't put that in her cheek or spit it out. I mean, I have a piece of gum here. It's a nicotine gum that I use if I'm having a little bit of a voice phlegm or anything like that. I'll put this. I'll have this in my mouth, and I'll sit here like this, and I can be able to talk. I don't have to sit there and slap it around in my mouth while I'm talking. Now, once in a while, you might see it if I transition it around, but I'm still got that gum in there. It's not gonna hurt anything. But I know how to move it around without actually knowing it. Anyway, I apologize. I'm just being rude. Maybe she's got a condition. All right, continuing on. Here we go.
I think we should start thinking about that financially if we're not already. But I know we call ourselves leaders, and I know we have an Office of Equity and Belonging, so I'm sure we...
Equity and belonging. Oh, my God. Okay, all right, listen, guys, listen. We've got to get they got to get the Department of Equity and Belonging together because we have money in there. Now, listen. She's raiding the coffers because she thinks that there needs to be an extra money given to Black and brown people who are educators because it's a burden to be Black. I mean, I don't know if you understand what that makes it sound like, that you have to have special set-asides to be able to do the same job that other people do. So if someone else is making $40 an hour, you need to make $45 because you're special, not because you perform or outperform or you're doing other stuff or working late. It's just because it's a struggle for you to be able to do your job, and so you need an extra $5 an hour or whatever it is because of you're Black and brown. It's extra to do your job. We got to get you extra money just to get you to do the same job as somebody else doing the same job in the same building. Isn't that not derogative? I mean, oh no, I get it. You said, well, you're worth more, but you said it's a burden to be. Okay, let's listen to this. What was it again? What was she called it? Let's go back here again. Let's listen to that.
We call ourselves leaders, and I know we have an Office of Equity and Belonging, so I'm sure we can figure it out. We got money. It's West Hartford.
We got money. Oh, sorry, I didn't. I was she was chomping her gum. Let me go back there, guys. Let me go back to it here. Yeah, I want you guys to witness it. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought you guys were watching what I was watching. Whew. You gotta love that stuff. All right, here we go.
If we're not already.
Yeah.
But I know we call ourselves leaders, and I know we have an Office of Equity and Belonging, so I'm sure we can figure it out. We got money. It's West Hartford.
That person is protecting your money. That person is protecting the status and maintaining the balance of society and creating a oneness or a wellness that allows people to grow and have this equity of launch and determination of effort outcomes. I mean, everything's different for everybody, but we all love the fact that we all can go try. This person is out there saying, you know what, it's just so hard being black or brown, we just need more money. It's a burden. And you know we got the money. What are you supposed to say to that? Maybe I'm out of my bounds today. Maybe I need a little bit more guidance coming out of you guys for some of this, because I feel like, hey, Philip Martin, good to see you, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm the wrong person to understand. These people have really, they got me. They got me. I don't know. Their brilliance is breathtaking. I don't know. It just, like I said, I just watched this stuff happen, and it floors me that, and then she sits there and goes, you know, we got the money. Well, then that means she's been looking at the budgets for money to do stuff. It ain't nothing about what is getting done in the community and what we can do to make sure everything's getting optimized. See, this is the problem, guys. Listen. Nobody, and very few real change makers. I did not get through. I was going to go in there and be a big difference maker. I was going to make sure this and that. They don't get through, guys. The community leaders, these little soft hand, little doughy people are the ones that get through. The ones that do have the trust funds that don't understand what you're talking about when you say you have to work for a living. Guys, we don't have real leadership and real business leaders in our government. There's no incentive for it. I mean, look what it's turned into. And it's just a destruction of the Senate. It's a destruction of the people, destruction of the republic. What is left but to pillage it? And that's all we're seeing here in the end times of what we call America. America can do a lot of amazing things if it really tries. And if it really does that, it's going to take a lot of work. And that means you got to turn off everything. That means you got to turn off all the government. You got to go back and you got to start resetting things. You got to do a whole currency of stuff. And the sad part of it is nobody that I know, and I will tell you right now, nobody I know is ready to pull the plug on society and go back to zero. Just wait for a few years till it bubbles back up and we can feel good about ourselves. Nobody wants to do that in America. Nobody wants to feel that weak, that we might not be able to defend ourselves as a country. But as individuals and as societies, we could. And it would reset so many things because, yes, there would be dysfunction. There would be disharmony. There would be out of whack. It would not be in a stasis effect. We would not be harmonizing with each other. But there would be a balance created. I'm not very long after that. But we don't want to do that work. We don't want to turn off the fire department. We don't want to turn off the local police. We don't want to turn off the local education system. Listen to the panic in your own head when I said turn off the police. See, the sad part of it is that we do believe that the police are the answer, but we always have had sheriffs. And sheriffs are constitutional representatives, and they represent the Constitution. Policy officers enforce ordinances. Gotcha, didn't I? But do we need city government? Do we need county government? Do we need state government? Do we need federal government? I'm not asking because I have the answers and I know that what exactly to do, but I will tell you the problem is if you don't ever ask the question or even think about it yourself, don't go saying you're all informed and got everything worked out. Because we sometimes, I mean, and the sad part of it is any corporation will tell you that when they do the restructuring thing, it's usually because people have just kind of gotten into a rhythm of doing stuff and they've gotten very bloated and fat and they forgot how to really do a good job and keep a good quality project, but also making sure that we're all making good money doing it. And once in a while, the government has to do the same thing, but claiming bankruptcy and making us figure it out on the society side is really sucky. Now, if we go into this quantum financial system, like I do believe that we're going to experience, and I don't know when that's going to happen. And here's the thing, maybe it will never get launched only because those that want it to fail, it will fail. Maybe those that believe in themselves greater than the success of the quantum financial system. Maybe they believe in their evil version of the fiat dollar. Maybe they'll continue to reign. But if we don't ever talk about the idea that the quantum financial system is out there and that we could do something different than the financial system we're under, golly, guys, why do you expect it to change? You think it's just going to wish it into... This is not Disneyland. You have to put the effort into whatever it is you want. If you want the world to be more right-leaning, then be more right-leaning than you want it to be, because you're going to have to push this far to get it this far. Just like when you want your children to do something, you push them this far because you know they'll only get this far. You push them further than they expect themselves to go because that's where growth is obtained. But do we want to have growth? Do we want to have those things in our lives? Do we want to wait for the next system to come along and just adapt to it? Or do we want to create or be involved in what it would be? Why do you think I ask questions about, these different networks and different communication styles and all this other stuff? I talk to people about it because I want to see what's going to stick. Because waiting for the next version that's not a way to live. It's not a way to live. You can't wait for the next version. You got to believe in the next version. You got to believe in what you want to believe in, and you want to believe it so extreme that hopefully it'll just get to your version of it. If you think you want it to get to your version, well, you're only going to get about halfway or a third of the way there, right? Well, believe in an extreme version of yours, and then you can say, well, I can at least get to here. See, the problem is that I don't understand why you guys think that you just hoping for mediocrity, hoping for the minimalist. That's not what we do here in America, is it? But when we got people like this who are looking at balance sheets as a way to move money around or benefit one person over the other, come on, guys. I thought that we weren't doing that anymore. And if we are going to do it, then just call it what it is. Nepotism. It's just getting your buddy a job. Call it what it is. Quit telling me you're not doing it when you are doing it. Hey, if this guy gets in, he's going to hire all of his friends. No way. Really? Huh. Hey, President Trump's going to get in office and he's going to get a big old cabinet full of people he likes. Huh. You don't say. You don't say. I don't know. Maybe Kamala Harris. Maybe she'd have been her and Tim Wallace would have been, or Tim Wall balls. Yeah, they'd have been amazing. I don't know. Maybe they would. Maybe they wouldn't. I wonder who they would have picked for their cabinet. You think if they're in their cabinet, like, you think Kamala should have been like, hey, Hillary, Aunt Hill, what's up, sis? I know you've been trying to do that whole I'm not mad for, not getting to be president, but I'm president now. So, hey, girl, you want to do that State Department thing again where you sold all that uranium? Just don't forget your girl, your West Coast girl. What? You don't think Kamala, whatever her name is, Coconut, fell out of Coconut Head? You don't think she would have brought in the cabinet she wanted? I don't know, guys. You tell me. You're telling me what you think. It's just something out there, guys. So, all right, wait, let's get back to the news. Oh, my goodness. Where is the day gone? Work for the boys. Yeah. 199-year-old Supreme Court ruling could hand the president unlimited power this summer. That's a promoted... why did I even read that? That's so stupid. I hate when I do that. I haven't done that in a long time. I usually don't end up reading them out loud like I did this then. But anyway, Somali daycare owner with a long list of state violation wins the primary in Minnesota House. Where was the other one that was a thing? Remember, the Abdul Al Saeed, the guy he's the guy that it's got the weird beard thing, and he's the Muslim that won. He's a Michigan Democrat. He won his primary, and he's like all about Sharia law. Well, the problem is that there's a video of him going, I only live through Sharia law. I do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Now, to be fair, the word of the 24-year-old medical student cannot be necessarily be taken as guiding principles of a 41-year-old aspiring politician, but the reports rising seriously that this is a problem, that he is saying that he says, I will die and I will stand before God and go through everything I did in my life. I don't want to say I did it with ease, the easy way, instead of the the Shura comply way, not because of fear, but because of an obligation. So he's saying he's obligated to do the Sharia law. Shara law? Is that what it is? Shara? Have we been saying it wrong all this time? So like Sharia, is it like Sharia or Sharia? Or should it be said? I don't know. I'm screwing it up now. This is going to turn into one of those words now. I'm going to say it wrong so many times. I'll be so far off of what I was trying to say. Anyway, Al Saeed is this guy that, guys, I wish it was a Trojan horse. I wish we didn't see it coming. I wish it was like, oh, crap, he's a what? Alexandria Cortez, this chick who's dating a white guy, says all white men are the danger of society. She told us who she was, and she still is, and she's never changed that. Now she's a moderate. Now we got guys like this in the same party. Remember, they're saying they're not two different parts of they're all the same, and they all believe the same thing. They're not lying to you. We all want that. We want, again, this is, okay, let me give you this. I love, as Americans, this is one default thing we really do, and we are so blind to this. We believe people when they're lying to us. And that is the absolute weirdest thing I've ever said. I don't know if it's just if it's societal, like just in America, or if this is like inside the human body, this guy, this brain thing. And then when they tell us the truth, well, no, you don't mean that. You mean the lie. No, I mean, right? Because you don't really mean Sharia law. Like, you don't mean it like you're going to make burqa thingies and, right? You don't mean it like that, do you? Remember Iran, guys? Are we not still talking in the same globe? I don't know. There's a lot of things going on in this world. I would really wonder what we've done with CERN and other things like that. 444 on the clock. Good to see you guys on that angel number. But this guy, this Abdul Saeed or whatever his name is, these people don't lie to you. And when they do lie to you, like, they tell you the truth and then you say, well, they didn't really mean that. That's what I'm just saying, right? I just said that. And then they'll lie to you, and they're like, well, he's not lying. Anyway, Jen Psaki makes a horrible admission about the Democrat. Oh, by the way, have you guys heard about this? That they have actually, this is a thing coming out now. I don't know if it's fully out, but I guess the Democrats actually cheated against the socialist part. Let me see if I can, I'm going to look for this this article, but there is evidence that says that they may have cheated on, the Democrats may have cheated against the socialists in the primaries. Anyway, let's see if this is the articles about this. I think I've got the right one here. Wisconsin election officials came out and claimed that there was a problem relative to 5 data sticks that weren't properly downloaded or some such nonsense. At this point, NBC data guru Steve Kornacki, who has been following the race all night, had nothing to say. He seemed like a man who had nothing thoroughly, or that he had been, he seemed like a man who had been thoroughly beaten. He usually has an answer for everything that the Democrats do, but in this case, he was lost for words. On the Daily Caller says the NBC national political correspondent appeared stunned Tuesday when an error occurred in the counting. Democrat Socialists of America candidate Francisca Hong lost to Democrat Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate David Crowley by less than 1% after polls indicated she had a comfortable lead. This is the article. During the Kornacki Cam segment of NBC News, Kornacki was at a loss for words when he learned that the Milwaukee County officials announced 5 flash drives had botched voting data, meaning that there would be delays in counting the votes. Really? Really, Kornacki muttered? This is brilliant. Oh, the video. This is the. Oh, you want to watch the video? This is really painful. All right, we'll watch the video. Ooh, watch it on X. Okay, yeah, we'll be able to do that. I just hate it when it's on Rumble because it just has all the commercials. Let's see this.
Yeah,
This is him catching them right in the midstream of this.
Here's the thing.
This is credibility lost right here within their own party. He's losing it.
Yeah. Here's let's look at it this way.
Okay.
We're kind of indefinitely waiting for them to get their act together here and get the sticks and bring them back and go on. And we've got folks here who are working real late, and I don't think we want to, keep them here to. This could go 90 minutes, and it's 90 minutes of me saying, have you heard of any other athletes running for Congress?
Holy crap.
It's such a, it's like we've come so far here. It's been 4 hours since polls closed.
They can do it in lottery.
Unbelievably interesting and intense night here, and it really is coming down to this one giant, update in Milwaukee. But man,
guys, remember, they have a nationwide lottery system that has little lottery machines in casinos and gas stations and all kinds of weird places, and they can pull all those numbers together and know who won within seconds. But yet, this is what a guy has to do for his job on CNN or MSNBC, whatever it is.
we waited 90 minutes for them. They did this whole procession, and then they find out there's nothing on the sticks. and yeah, so it's just my way of saying I'm just trying to say the audience here, so I'm not abruptly ending on them. Just why we're doing this, because the audience has been with us for 4-6 hours in some cases for this moment that didn't happen, and so folks, I think we are gonna wrap it here for the reasons we're saying here. Just, but I
All right, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, he goes on. There's another 2 minutes of that, of him just doing that stammer stutter thing he's doing. Guys, listen. When I talk about lottery tickets nationwide, okay, we have $1 billion lotto prize right now, which is just tax on poor people, okay? That's all the lottery system is, just tax on poor people. It has nothing to do with you getting up on anything, but it's $1 billion jackpot right now. That's a nationwide. That means you can go in there and buy a ticket every single day, buy 100 individual tickets, blah, 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 buy all these different tickets, right? And all over this country, everybody's buying into the same exact lottery system, right? And at 10:01 tonight, you will know exactly what or 10:03 tonight, you will know exactly what the lottery tickets are because they draw it supposedly at 10, right? And then you will know exactly when your lottery tickets go off. And then you will know in that moment you're a lottery winner or not. And they will have already known before they even showed you the drawing who the lottery winner is. But we can't do lottery. We can't do elections in one night, hours, weeks, months. Wasn't it months we've had? It's just a matter of will, folks. It's just a matter of will. That's all that is. Just don't confuse yourself. Don't get all like, oh, I just like it's just so hard getting an ID. Don't you have to show an ID if you look like you're around 21 to buy a lottery ticket? Anyway. All right, guys, remember the 10% we do for our neighbor, community, city, county, state, the federal government. The more you do for them, the less they do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. The world will be a far, far better place. Remember, hold the line, hold fast. Do not give up. Do not give in. We'll win. I promise I can't keep, guys. You've always been the answer out there. Remember that Constitution? Well, that limits the government, but never limits you. You've always had the authority and understand that the Constitution limits that government. But if you don't live in a constitutional representative republic, then don't get mad when they treat you like it's a socialist. What? Yeah, that's your job. By the way, guys, I really started looking into more. I think maybe I still am gonna keep it on the politics side, but I am gonna be looking at maybe doing a little bit of rebranding. And one of the things seems like we keep circling back to is the republic. And what that really means. And maybe I need to start speaking in a way that does talk about self-governance and in a way that means that when I'm not trying to commit treason, I'm not doing sedition, meaning I'm trying to get away from my country. I'm not trying to commit treason to then make my country fall or whatever it is. I just want to say that I can stand on my own and my country needs to be there at the ready if there is a foreign invasion and things of that nature. But I don't need them to take care of me in a hurricane. I don't need to take care of me in a tornado. I don't need them to take care of me in a flood. I don't know where we thought that the government started taking care of people during that time. It's not their job. We are to take care of each other. That's called self-governance. And I don't know why that's so hard for us. The government can exist, but only if I want them to, and they only exist in my life if I allow them in, if I give them authority into it. But we've given over way too much, and we need to be better about it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. It's been great seeing everybody. Great comments out there. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.